Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most valuable US silver Washington quarter dollar coins in today's auction market. These iconic coins not only capture American history, but also hold significant value. First up, the 1969 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and no mint mark, specifically in fine condition. If you're a coin collector or just curious about the value of this classic piece, stay tuned. The 1969 Washington quarter is an interesting coin for collectors, not just because of its design, but also due to its rarity in certain conditions. Minted in 1969, this quarter features the familiar design by John Flanagan, with George Washington's profile on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The 1969 Washington quarter comes in two varieties, the large date and the small date. Today, we're focusing on the large date version. This specific coin, the 1969 silver Washington quarter without a mint mark, was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike quarters from some other years, the 1969 coins were not distinguished by a mint mark. In fine condition, the 1969 Washington quarter will show wear on the high points of the design, but still retains much of its detail. You'll notice a clear date and readable inscriptions, though the coin will be worn smooth in places, and the luster will be diminished. The market for coins like the 1969 Washington quarter can vary based on several factors, including rarity, demand, and overall condition. In fine condition, this coin isn't one of the rarest, but it's still valued by collectors due to its historical significance and the inherent interest in silver quarters. As of today, in the auction market, a 1969 Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition typically fetches between $146,000. This price range reflects the coin's moderate rarity and collector interest. But exact values can vary based on the coin's specific quality and market conditions at the time of sale. Or thinking of selling, it's always a good idea to have it assessed by a professional to ensure you're getting or providing a fair price. Additionally, consider factors like market trends and collector demand when evaluating your coin's value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, the 1969 silver Washington quarter is a nice addition to any collection. It's a piece of American history with intrinsic silver value and a connection to the past. Next up, the most valuable USA silver Washington quarter dollar from 1966 with a large date and a D-era mint mark. Specifically in fine condition, this rare coin has captured the interest of collectors and investors alike, and we're here to explore its value in today's auction market. First, let's establish a bit of context. The 1966 Washington quarter is part of the standard series minted from 1932 to 1998. However, it's the rare varieties and errors within this series that can make a coin truly valuable. Among these, the 1966 quarter with a large date and a D-era mint mark stands out. The Washington quarter series saw a notable change in 1965, transitioning from silver to a copper-nickel clad composition due to a shortage of silver. However, the 1966 quarters were still produced using this clad metal, not silver. The large date designation refers to a specific style of the date on the coin, which can affect its rarity and value. The D-era refers to an issue with the mint mark placement or its appearance. For the 1966 quarter, the D mint mark indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. An error in the mint mark could involve misalignment, doubling, or an incorrect placement, which makes these coins particularly collectible. In numismatic terms, fine is a grade that reflects noticeable wear on the coin, but still retains much of its detail. For the 1966 quarter, this means the coin will have clear design elements with moderate to heavy wear, particularly on high points like Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. Now, let's talk numbers. The value of a 1966 Washington quarter with a D-era mint mark can vary significantly based on its specific era and condition. In fine condition, these coins are considered rare, but their value will generally range from $300,000. The price can fluctuate based on factors such as the exact nature of the era, the demand from collectors, and the coin's overall market performance. Coins with noticeable errors often attract premium prices, and a 1966 D-era quarter in fine condition is no exception. Collectors look for such errors not only for their rarity, but also for their historical significance and the unique aspect they bring to a collection. In recent auctions, the 1966 Washington quarter with a D-era mint mark has shown strong performance. High demand and limited supply contribute to its value, with some coins selling for even higher amounts if they possess particularly rare errors or are in exceptional condition. It's always advisable to check recent auction results and consult with a reputable coin dealer for the most accurate and up-to-date information. In summary, the 1966 Washington quarter with a large date and D-era mint mark in fine condition is a fascinating coin with considerable value. Its rarity, coupled with the specific era and its condition, makes it a desirable item for serious collectors and investors. Next up, the Washington quarter dollar, specifically focusing on one that has intrigued collectors for years, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and a D-era mint mark in fine condition. This particular coin has sparked considerable interest in today's auction markets, and its value might just surprise you. So, let's explore why this coin is so special and how much it could be worth today. Before we discuss the value, let's take a brief look at the history of the Washington quarter dollar. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932, commemorating the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the decades, this coin has seen numerous design changes, minting variations, and of course errors that have made certain versions highly sought after by collectors. The 1980 Washington quarter is part of this storied history. By this time, the US Mint was producing billions of coins each year, and while quality control was generally high, errors still slipped through. Now, what exactly makes the 1980 Washington quarter with a D mint mark so special? The answer lies in the D era. During the minting process in Denver, some coins were struck with a malformed or misplaced mint mark. This error can manifest in several ways. The D might be doubled, partially struck, or off-center. These mint mark errors are relatively rare, and when they do occur, they can significantly increase the coin's value, especially if the rest of the coin is in good condition. The condition of a coin plays a crucial role in determining its value. Coins are graded on a scale that ranges from poor P1 to perfect uncirculated MS70. For today's focus, we're looking at a 1980 Washington quarter dollar in fine condition, which is a mid-level grade. A coin in fine condition typically shows considerable wear on the high points of the design, such as Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers, but the major details are still visible. While a fine-condition coin might not seem particularly valuable at first glance, when combined with the rarity of an era mint mark, its value can be significantly higher than a standard, non-era quarter from the same year. So, how much is this coin worth in today's market? The value of the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and D-era mint mark in fine condition can vary depending on the severity of the era, demand among collectors, and the overall condition of the coin. As of 2024, a typical 1980 Washington quarter in fine condition without any errors might fetch anywhere between $400,000 primarily for its numismatic value. However, the D-era mint mark significantly boosts its value. Coins with prominent errors have been known to sell for anywhere from $437,000 at auction, depending on how noticeable the error is and how much interest there is from collectors. For example, if you have a 1980 Washington quarter dollar where the D era is particularly well defined, such as a strong doubling or a clear misplacement, you could be looking at the higher end of that spectrum. On the other hand, if the error is more subtle, the coin might still be valuable, but closer to the lower end of the range. It's important to note that auction values can fluctuate based on market conditions, the specific auction venue, and even the timing of the sale. Coins that are well advertised and attract multiple bidders often achieve higher prices. In conclusion, the 1980 Washington quarter dollar with a large date and D-era mint mark in fine condition is a coin that any collector should be excited to have. Its unique era and the historical context of its minting make it a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. Whether you're looking to sell or just curious about its worth, it's clear that this coin has a value that far exceeds its face value. If you happen to have one of these quarters, it might be worth getting it professionally graded and appraised, especially if the error is prominent. Who knows? You could be holding onto a small but significant treasure that could fetch a nice sum at auction. Next up, the 1984 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and a D mint mark, especially when it's in dirty condition. If you're a collector or just curious about coin values, you're in the right place. The Washington quarter dollar, first issued in 1932, is a staple of American coinage. By 1984, the coin was well into its modern design, featuring the likeness of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The 1984 issue is notable for its large date, a distinguishing feature that can influence its value. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was struck at the Denver Mint. This mint mark is crucial for collectors looking to complete their sets or find specific variations. But what about the coin in question today, the 1984 large date D mint mark quarter in dirty condition? Dirty condition coins might not sound appealing, but they can still have value. Depending on the rarity and demand, the 1984 silver Washington quarter dollar, even in a less than pristine state, can hold interest for collectors. In dirty condition, the coin's value is influenced by several factors. Firstly, let's talk about rarity. While the 1984 quarters are not extremely rare, finding them with specific features like the large date and D mint mark can make them more desirable. The condition, though, plays a significant role in determining the exact value. In today's auction market, a 1984 silver Washington quarter dollar in dirty condition with the large date and D mint mark typically ranges from $178,000. The exact value depends on the extent of the dirt, how it affects the coin's overall appearance, and any additional collector interest. It's worth noting that cleaning coins can sometimes decrease their value. However, if the coin is merely dirty without significant damage, its value can still be retained, especially if it's a sought-after variation. For those looking to buy or sell, understanding the market trends and condition specifics is crucial. While a dirty coin might not fetch top dollar, its unique features and historical significance can still make it a valuable part of a collection. So, if you have a 1984 Washington quarter with a large date and D mint mark in dirty condition, you might be sitting on a small treasure. Keep an eye on auction sites and numismatic marketplaces to get the best idea of its current value. Next up, the Washington quarter dollar, specifically the 1989 silver Washington quarter with the P mint mark. This coin may seem common at first glance, but in very fine condition, it can be worth more than you might expect. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your coin journey, this video will provide you with all the details you need to know about this valuable piece of American history. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design was created by sculptor John Flanagan and has become one of the most iconic and recognizable coins in American history. The obverse features a portrait of George Washington, while the reverse displays a bald eagle with outstretched wings. The 1989 Washington quarter, however, was part of the copper nickel-clad series, which means it wasn't originally produced in silver. But don't worry, there's a special version of the 1989 quarter known as a silver proof, which was part of a limited release. These proof coins were struck in 90% silver and primarily intended for collectors, making them more valuable than the standard circulation coins. Let's talk about the P mint mark. The P indicates that the coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint during this period. The Philadelphia Mint was responsible for producing large quantities of coins for general circulation. Coins from this mint are generally less rare compared to those from the Denver or San Francisco mints, but when it comes to special editions like the silver proofs, the story changes. Now, let's get into what you're really here for: the value of a 1989 silver Washington quarter with a P mint mark in very fine condition. Very fine is a grade that indicates the coin has some light wear on the high points of the design, but all the details are still clear and well defined. This grade is highly sought after by collectors because it balances quality and affordability. As of today's market, a 1989 silver Washington quarter with a P mint mark in very fine condition can fetch anywhere from $95,000 at auction. This value can vary based on factors such as the current demand for silver, the rarity of the coin, and the specific auction house or platform where it's being sold. It's important to note that silver prices fluctuate, and the numismatic value of the coin may also increase if there's a surge in interest among collectors. So, if you have one of these quarters in your collection, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on the market trends. When it comes to auctions, these coins often attract a lot of attention, especially when they're part of a larger collection of silver coins. Online platforms like eBay, heritage auctions, and great collections are popular venues where collectors bid on coins like the 1989 silver Washington quarter. Recently, we've seen some notable sales where similar coins have fetched higher prices due to their condition and the competitive nature of the bidding process. If you're looking to sell or buy one of these quarters, it's a good idea to check recent auction results to get a sense of current market values. To wrap it up, the 1989 silver Washington quarter with a P mint mark is a valuable coin, especially in very fine condition. Whether you're a collector looking to add this coin to your collection or someone who has one and is considering selling it, understanding its market value is crucial. Next up, the 1983 silver Washington quarter dollar with a P-era mint mark will explore its history, rarity, and the current market value of this unique coin in fine condition. So, let's get started. The Washington quarter dollar, first issued in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday, has seen numerous design changes over the years. By 1983, the design was largely stabilized. A portrait of Washington on the obverse and the majestic eagle on the reverse. In 1983, the U.S. Mint produced these quarters primarily in copper-nickel clad, rather than silver. This was part of a broader shift away from silver in the standard quarter production. However, a few exceptions and errors can make specific coins from this year stand out in the collector's market. What makes the 1983 quarter truly special is the rare P-era mint mark. Typically, quarters from this year were struck with the D mint mark for Denver or no mint mark at all, indicating they were produced in Philadelphia. However, a small number of 1983 quarters were mistakenly struck with a P mint mark, which is unusual because the Philadelphia Mint had only recently begun using the P mint mark for its coins. The P mint mark error on the 1983 quarter is a rare and coveted find for collectors. This error occurred due to an oversight during the minting process, making these coins highly sought after by numismatists. The rarity of the 1983 P-era mint mark quarter contributes significantly to its value. Collectors and investors are always on the lookout for coins with minting errors, as these can be both historically significant and valuable. The limited number of these quarters in circulation, combined with their distinctive mint mark error, makes them particularly desirable. As of today, the value of a 1983 silver Washington quarter dollar with a P-era mint mark in fine condition can vary based on several factors. On average, such a coin can fetch between $200,000 and $367 at auction, depending on its specific condition, the clarity of the error, and the demand among collectors. Coins in fine condition typically exhibit some wear, but still retain most of their details. The more pristine the coin, the higher the price it can command. Coins that have been well preserved, even with minor imperfections, can still achieve impressive auction results. The 1983 silver Washington quarter dollar with a P-era mint mark is a fascinating piece of American numismatic history. Its rarity and unique minting era make it a prized possession for collectors. If you come across one of these rare coins, it's worth considering its potential value and significance in today's market. Next up, the 1974 silver Washington quarter dollar, specifically the large date version without a mint mark in fine condition. So, let's get started and discover what makes this coin so valuable. First, let's cover the basics. The Washington quarter dollar, introduced in 1932, features the profile of George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The 1974 version, minted in Philadelphia, is particularly noteworthy for collectors due to its large date variety. In 1974, the U.S. Mint produced quarters with both a small and large date design. The large date quarters are distinguished by the larger, more prominent numerals on the date. Collectors have taken a keen interest in these variations, with certain years and conditions commanding higher prices. Now, let's talk about the specific coin we're focusing on today, the 1974 silver Washington quarter with the large date and no mint mark, graded in fine condition. Fine condition coins are those that show moderate wear, with some details still visible but softened. In fine condition, this coin exhibits clear, though worn, features. You can still distinguish the details on George Washington's portrait and the eagle on the reverse, but they are not as crisp as those found in higher grades. The lack of a mint mark indicates that this coin was minted in Philadelphia, as opposed to Denver or San Francisco. This absence of a mint mark is a key characteristic of Philadelphia minted coins from this period. So what's the value of a 1974 large-date Washington quarter without a mint mark in fine condition in today's market? According to recent auction results and market trends, you can expect to see these quarters selling for around $186,000, while not as high as some other rarities. This value reflects the interest among collectors for well-preserved examples of this specific variety. If you have one of these quarters in your collection, it's worth noting that the market can fluctuate. Factors like demand, the overall condition of the coin and current trends in numismatics can affect the price. It's always a good idea to consult with a professional appraiser or refer to recent auction results for the most accurate valuation. To sum up, the 1974 silver Washington quarter with the large date and no mint mark in fine condition remains a collectible coin with a respectable value. While it might not break the bank, its historical significance and the unique characteristics of the large date variety make it a fascinating piece for any numismatist. Next up, the 1985 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and a P mint mark, specifically in fine condition. If you're a collector or just curious about coin values, you're in for a treat. Let's start by examining the coin itself. The 1985 Washington quarter dollar, struck by the Philadelphia Mint, features the large date variety. This coin, which is part of the Washington Quarter series, was minted to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. It's important to note that while the standard quarter dollar has been minted in copper nickel, this particular piece is made from 90% silver, adding to its numismatic value. The Washington quarter dollar series began in 1932, and the coin design has remained largely unchanged since then. However, each year and mint mark can bring different values based on rarity, demand, and condition. The 1985 large date version with the P mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint and was a standard issue in that year. When evaluating the value of this coin, condition is key. This particular coin is in fine condition, but what does fine mean in numismatic terms? A coin in fine condition will show some wear, but the major design elements are still clear. On a Washington quarter, you should see visible details in Washington's hair and the lettering around the coin, though there may be some flattening of the high points and minor wear on the edges. So, what's the value of a 1985 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and P mint mark in fine condition in today's auction market? As of the latest auctions and market trends, you can expect this coin to fetch anywhere from $76,000. The price range can vary depending on specific factors like the exact degree of wear, any unique characteristics, and the current demand from collectors. In recent years, silver coins have seen increased interest due to the rising value of silver and the appeal of vintage currency, while the 1985 Washington quarter dollar isn't among the rarest of silver quarters. Its value can be significantly affected by fluctuations in the silver market, and collector interest coins in better condition, like those graded as extremely fine or uncirculated, will command higher prices. In summary, if you have a 1985 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and P mint mark in fine condition, you're looking at a coin with a modest but stable value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, understanding the value of these coins can help you make informed decisions in the marketplace. Next up, explore the value of the 1967 silver Washington quarter dollar with a large date and no mint mark, specifically in very fine condition. If you're a collector or just curious about rare coins, this video is for you. The Washington quarter, first minted in 1932, was designed to honor the first president of the United States, George Washington, on the 200th anniversary of his birth by 1967. This coin had become a familiar piece in American pocket change, but the 1967 quarter stands out for a few reasons. The 1967 quarter was produced during a significant period in U.S. coinage history. By this year, the U.S. Mint was focused on meeting the growing demand for coins, and the transition to more modern production techniques was underway. The 1967 quarter is particularly notable for its large date design, which is a distinguishing feature compared to other years. In 1967, the U.S. Mint did not include mint marks on quarters, making it a bit of an anomaly compared to other years. This means that regardless of where the coin was minted, Philadelphia or another location, it does not have a mint mark. The 1967 quarter features the obverse design by John Flanagan, showing a profile of George Washington, and the reverse design by Felix Schlag, depicting an eagle perched on a branch. The large date variant, characterized by its more prominent numbers, is a notable detail for collectors. When assessing the value of the 1967 Washington quarter dollar, especially in very fine condition, several factors come into play. A coin in very fine condition is one that has been well preserved with clear details, including strong design elements and minimal wear. It should exhibit crisp edges and a pleasing appearance without major blemishes. In today's auction market, the 1967 Washington quarter, in very fine condition, can fetch a premium price. As of now, these quarters are valued at approximately $268,000. This range reflects the coin's collectible nature and the demand among enthusiasts who appreciate its historical context and distinctive design. The market for silver quarters has been relatively stable, with values influenced by factors such as silver content, rarity, and collector interest. Although the 1967 quarter is not one of the rarest or most valuable quarters in the series, its value is bolstered by its status as a key date and its large date variant. Collectors often seek out coins from this era for their historical significance and aesthetic appeal. Additionally, coins in very fine condition are always more desirable than those with higher wear, contributing to their higher market value. To sum up, the 1967 silver Washington quarter dollar, particularly in very fine condition, is a valuable and collectible piece with its distinctive large date, design, and historical importance. It holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. If you have one of these quarters, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on current market trends and auction results to understand its value. Thanks for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more updates on rare coins and valuable collectibles. Drop your questions and comments below. What other coins would you like us to cover? Until next time, happy collecting.